Mr. S. Chakravarti, Chief Executive Officer, Innovative Financial Advisors. Mr. Chakravarti, please.
My regards to the panel, Shri Rana Kapoor, Shri Chaturvedi, Honorable Justice Pasayar, General Alwalia, and Mr. Ashok Kapoor. As evident, with absolute humility, I feel being dwarfed in the presence of these doyens of their specific industry that they're sitting here. I was thinking I'll speak about corporate social responsibility, but the explanation and the elaboration that Mr. Chaturvedi provided was much more comprehensive than my own capacity to elucidate on that topic. I would like to extend my congratulations to all the award winners today. A majority of my sustainability dialogue happened in the afternoon session when I got a chance to sit with the eminent panelists. My understanding that I can share with the award winners is that with an award like this in a category which is very commonly not seen in this status of environment sustainability, you now have an additional responsibility to not only retain and sustain the things that you've started, but to make it replicable and scalable so that young entrepreneurs who are coming into the venture can actually replicate it. So you will now be the torchbearers for a march which is going to define how functional an economy and an ecology we hand over to our children in the future. I was going through a book which is commonly known as My Experiments with Truth of Mahatma Gandhi. And in one of the pages where he was suggesting some advices to the corporations at that time, he said it will be only in our hands to decide how dysfunctional a structure of ecology or for finance do we hand over to our future generations. And when I talk of that future generation, I'm not talking about 100 years later. I'm talking about maybe the next 10 years. So you and I, Godspeed, we both are going to see that day. So I don't know, but how does it feel at the end of the day that how irresponsible a behavior can be, that we have inherited a very sane, environmentally exposed environment, and what we'll hand over to our next generation will be 180-degree opposite to it. We are going to put our children right from day one under the climate threat, of which the various paradigms Shri Kapoor and Mr. Chaturvedi have spoken about. I think one of the things, there are three things that I thought of after the discussion today that really comes out, and what I think should come out of your success stories, and I guess the IOD is publishing the success stories in a digest. If we can transform that digest into a manual, into an SOP, into a standard operating manual for, I'm sure there are various industry categories in the award. So if we can emulate some of those stories. So one is that your research, how many of us actually intend to invest in the research? I think the yesterday's budget of what Mr. Kapoor was talking about allows us and gives that window to at least focus on that research part, where it emphasizes that there is a specifically youth fund which has been given, and one of the objectives they're looking at through that fund is to establish enterprises with sustainability at the backdrop of it. And today in the afternoon, I realized from Ms. Namita that Yes Bank or financial institutions have started carrying out an environmental feasibility audit before financing such propositions. I think because of this initiative, there are two paradigms of the society which actually can authorize or implement or forcefully implement sustainability. One is the educational institutions, from where our future generations are being taught what to read at. So these MBA colleges, these management colleges, they have to now make people understand, students understand the importance of sustainability, because sustainability is now no longer a matter of compliance or of auxiliary importance. It is now a matter of survival requirement. If your business and a corporation needs to survive, you need to act responsibly. So that becomes your social responsible behavior. And if you're not sustainable, I don't know if you can call yourself social responsibility. You can operate on a domain of opening health centers, schools, which are still required in this country, I agree. But if your business practices, if it's a typical dichotomy. We calculate CSR as a percentage of profit, whereas socially responsible behavior is a part of the value process mechanism of how you get that profit. But we do not concentrate on that. More or less, we concentrate once the profit is obtained, how much of that percentage goes on for telling people, look, we are responsible. Whereas sustainability, you cannot address sustainability as a percentage of the total profit before tax or after tax. Sustainability has to come within the system of your operational mechanism. If it, right from the chain of water usage, your green cover, your logistics, your fossil fuel consumption, if you forget sustainability in all these paradigms, I don't think you can talk about sustainability at larger scales. I was very alarmed and I was very excited when I met the Navy graduates today. They're sitting here. When I met the personnel from the Navy, and then they came to me and said, can you do the calculation of sustainability markers for Navy warships? And something that never anybody, it didn't strike me also earlier than this. But it shows that, you know, that larger organizations are now, they're focused now on the issues which are going to become survival requirements for tomorrow. You have shown the way. I think with power comes responsibility. And how dysfunctional or how functional a mechanism you establish and you give it to the next generation to emulate or replicate, platforms like this gives you that encouragement. I think it is your responsibility after you receive the award today, and for people here who have not won it, to equally compliment these guys and to take it forward so that people like us at our age group can emulate all of you and follow your footsteps. So congratulations to all of you and welcome to all of you. Thank you.